Tonight, Troy students had an opportunity to meet their future employers.
Plus, find out who are the new freshman forum directors. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
The high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus with news from Troy University locations around the world. This is TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision Nightly News for February 29th, 2012. I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Courtney Steele. Thank you for joining us this evening. Troy University was overrun by potential employers today. The employees currently have jobs available at their place of business, and as Justin McNally tells us, they were searching for college students to fill those positions.
On Wednesday afternoon, Troy held its biannual career fair for students. Businesses all over the surrounding areas, such as Aflac, the National Guard, and even Waffle House made their appearances. Coordinator of Career Services Lauren Cole says the career fair helps students leave an impression for future employers.
The career fair is a great opportunity. We only have 2 a year, so this is the time they can come in, see all of these employers face to face, and that's the biggest benefit of coming to the career fair. Instead of just sending an email, they get to meet the employers face to face and really leave a lasting impression.
Students gathered in the Trojan Center ballrooms to hand out resumes and get their names out to businesses. They were able to meet people who may one day hire them, but at the same time showcase their abilities.
With many businesses being on campus for Troy University's career fair, students got a taste of what it would be like to meet future employers. But some of the students' qualifications really galvanized the interest of the businesses.
I am very impressed. I have talked to so many nice guys down here and ladies. One who's already who's applied for law school and just wanted to ask me questions about getting into law enforcement.
Some students realized that this was a major step in their lives. They saw it more as a learning experience and not just a free day out of school. Some students knew the job search was bound to happen sooner or later, so why not now?
With the way our economic state is right now, everyone needs a job, so this career fair is giving us an opportunity to see what's out there, no matter what major you are, or if you're a freshman all the way to a senior.
If you miss this career fair, don't worry. Another one will be held later on this year. Justin McNally, Troy, TrojanVision News.
If you have any questions about the career choices or if you're looking for potential employers, you can visit the Career Services Department in Eldridge Hall, room 104.
And tomorrow is Higher Education Rally, and the Student Government Association is gearing up for a big Troy presence. Judson Garner has more.
Higher Ed Day is a day put on by the Alabama Higher Education Partnership. It's a day for the public universities to come to Montgomery and rally on the Capitol steps to let the state government know they want more funding.
As most people know, the Alabama Education Association kind of controls the state legislation through different lobbying techniques, and a lot of the funding goes to K through 12, but we want to let them know that education extends far beyond the 12th grade. You know, you have the bachelor's, the master's, and the PhDs, and even the associates that need, adequate funding as well. So that's what that day is set aside for.
The SGA feels it's important that Troy University has a strong presence on the Capitol steps tomorrow.
I think if we have students up there being advocates for this university and showing the university's support to our state legislature, then we're more likely to get more funds for this school, which will improve the overall well-being of students, but it will also hopefully drive down some costs that they have to pay as well.
And just because tuition is on the rise, it doesn't mean that universities are making more of a profit.
This proration that the governor instated is not cool. We're not going to stand for that. Students need to know that their tuition will grow at a steady 2% rate for the next 4 years constantly because of the proration. We have state funding that's steadily decreasing and college tuition going up. And that's not a revenue for the college, but most people think so.
Judson Garner, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And if you would like to attend Higher Ed Day and you need a ride, Troy University's got you covered. Buses will be loading at 8:30 a.m. in the Trojan Center parking lot. They'll be departing from there at 9.
And last night, the SGA did not only discuss Higher Education Day, but they appointed new freshman forum directors as well. After getting endorsed by a current freshman forum director, the SGA voted and officially elected Zara Karishi and Emma Mangra as new directors of the freshman forum. Cody Farrell says that he is excited to see where the freshman forum is going.
We had a pool of applicants based on our applicants this year for Freshman Forum, and they, I believe, in my opinion, were the two best suited for the position. And we're very excited about the direction Freshman Forum will go, and we feel like that they will represent us well in impact orientation as well as throughout the year.
And the freshmen that will be selected to participate in the Freshman Forum will be selected August 28th. Well, it's the end of Black History Month, and a new organization at Troy's campus introduced themselves to students by using humor to celebrate the history of African Americans.
That's right, Courtney. Students took to the stage and showed off their dancing and acting skills. Hernan Diaz has the story.
Tuesday night was witness of a comedy show in Troy University's Trojan Center Theater. This Kid Night event gave African American students the opportunity to recall their history with a little bit of humor.
I think it's important because we still have to educate ourselves, and we don't never want to forget where we came from.
The meaning behind going back in time and reviewing the history of African American men and women is to let us know the foundation of where we come from and the hard work that they put in and what led to our freedom for today and how we got here and where we should be headed for the future.
Several organizations on campus were part of the show, where a crowded theater laughed, sang, and danced along.
And we are so grateful for that. Sigma Gamma Rho came out and they participated. Omega Psi Phi, Delta Sigma Theta, NAACP, the Gospel Choir, and Miss Elite ourselves. We participated, numerous organizations on campus.
But the Skid Night's purpose is not only to entertain the audience. There is also an important message that the performers and organizers want to share with the public.
I would like for them to take with them that we are all leaders in every aspect of life, in everything that we do, whether we came up with a new invention or creation, or whether we just took a chance at life and chose to make a move and take action in what was going on in our society.
Hernan Diaz, TrojanVision News.
For Miss Elite Society's next project, they'll be raffling off a 32-inch television. All of those proceeds will go to Relay for Life.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Mobile, one crew member is dead and rescuers are searching today for 3 others missing after a Coast Guard helicopter crashed in Alabama's Mobile Bay during a training mission. U.S. Coast Guard officials say the crew member who died in the crash was a rescue swimmer.
In Millbrook, a Monroeville man is in custody after being arrested on charges of assaulting a federal officer following a shooting north of Montgomery. The U.S. Marshal Service says the suspect is Marcus Dupree Hurry. There was a shooting and a traffic accident as agents tried to make an arrest.
And in Montgomery, the Alabama House has passed a bill that state officials hope will increase the number of movie and television productions filmed in Alabama. The legislation would expand the incentives the state can offer film companies in a year and increase the size of film projects that qualify for the incentives.
And still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, the baseball team returned home looking to build momentum against Sanford. Danielle Percival will be in with the results of the game and sports.
But first, several people have been killed in a storm system that swept through Illinois, Kansas, and Missouri. We'll have more on that story when we come back.
Oh, this isn't good. I was a gift from him to her. I'm going to the animal shelter, which isn't necessarily bad. I just hate the stigma associated with shelter pets. People will think I bite or that I spray everywhere. They're the ones with problems. I'm totally fine. Adopt me, you'll see. I'm gonna go pack.
The first must-have app of 2012 is here. The Troy University app, available at the iTunes App Store, puts information and interaction with Troy University at your fingertips even when you're on the go. Whether you're a student, a faculty or staff member, alumni, or a friend of Troy University, you'll find the Troy app indispensable. Students can work on online classes and get information about courses. Plus, there are campus maps, a staff directory with email and phone numbers, information about athletics, news, and much more. Get it today. The Troy University app for iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we go to Tiffany Lester at the Global News Desk. Tiffany.
Thanks, Courtney. A violent storm system ripped through the Midwest, killing at least 9 people. 6 of those deaths were in the southeast of Illinois. 16 tornado sightings were reported across the area, and Begat Shaban reports from Los Angeles.
Crews are digging out, trying to clear away rubble and salvage what remains of homes and businesses in Harrisburg, Illinois. The deadly storm flattened houses and uprooted trees.
I mean, it's just your worst nightmare coming true.
A powerful storm also leveled a strip mall just before dawn.
I'm just glad that it happened at night, and no one was at work. This would be horrible for people to be in this building when that happened.
There were 16 tornado sightings across the Midwest. The National Weather Service confirmed a twister touchdown in Harveyville, Kansas. More than a dozen people were injured there.
She screamed at me, and we went into the bathtub.
The tornado took just 3 minutes to decimate nearly half the town, including a church.
We split up and went around checking on neighbors, and so that was really the first thought. It was, not that the church was gone, but making sure that people were okay.
This home was split open. The family car is now in the kitchen. And it looks like a twister went through the tourist town of Branson, Missouri. Witnesses say they saw a funnel cloud ping-pong across the city's main strip. It took the roofs off some hotels and damaged some music theaters, which could cost the city big. Missouri's governor declared a state of emergency and toured the damage.
11 million visitors a year come to this tourism mecca of our country. We want to help them as quickly as we can to get those claims moved, to get it stood back up.
The governor says Branson will be back, bigger and better. Begat Shaban, CBS News.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, including Facebook and the Arctic Circle, you can tune into Trojan Vision Global News right after the nightly news. Now, back to you, Courtney.
And thanks, Tiffany. Now Danielle Percival joins us with a look at sports. So Danielle, I know that the baseball team was at home last night as they faced their opponent, Samford.
That's right, Courtney. They were at home, and it was quite a night for one Trojan baseball player. We'll get into that story right now. While the baseball team had been struggling with racking in runs and hits, Tuesday night it looked like the Trojans were simply waiting for the right night to light up the scoreboard. Taylor Burke gives us the details on a hot-hitting night for the Trojans.
Troy baseball returned home to Riddle Pace Field on Tuesday night for their first midweek game of the season, playing host to Samford. After scoring just 5 runs in their last 3 games, Troy got into mid-season form, swinging the bats freely throughout the night to take a 13-6 victory.
Well, really happy to see us swing the bats. We had 2 or 3 innings where we scored multiple runs. Middle of our order really produced some big damage there in that ball game, something we've been looking for a few games now.
Definitely a huge step in the right direction for us. We've been struggling to swing the bat and worked hard yesterday at practice getting back on the right track, and today came out hot swinging the bats, had a few big hits that we needed.
Troy scored a season-high 13 runs on 12 hits, scoring multiple runs in the 1st, 3rd, and 8th innings. 8 Trojan batters had at least 1 hit in the game, with 8 players scoring at least 1 run, and 6 different Troy batters with at least 1 RBI.
We had a couple big hits, which we've been missing in the last few games with runners in scoring position. We've just been a few hits away, and we got those tonight, so it was nice.
We had a few things we changed in our approach at the plate, and we were able to carry it to the game today, and that's what baseball is all about. You work hard at practice, but if you can't carry it to the game, then it's not going to pay off, and tonight we were able to do that.
But no Trojan had a bigger night hitting the ball than Boone Shear. The right fielder was 3 for 4 on the night, driving in a career-high 6 runs and crossing the plate twice.
It's an unreal start for Boone. I'm happy for him. He's a good friend of mine. He's been real consistent for us this year and has some big hits with bases loaded.
Anytime you drive in 6, man, that is a huge night. What a big night for Boone. And you're not going to get 6 RBIs every night, but just be steady in what you're doing and how you're getting the ball off the bat. And the next night it may be Danny or it may be Logan or maybe Tyler that gets the big night. But we just got to keep pushing and have quality at bat from one guy to the next, and big things happen.
I had a big night, but I owe it all to the guys in front of me. The guys in front of me were getting on base. I think I had 3 at-bats with the bases loaded, and if you can't cash in on those opportunities, I don't need to be hitting where I'm hitting, and I owe all the credit to those guys.
Taylor Burke, Troy, Trojan Vision Sports.
Troy will look to keep the bats hot as they travel to Daytona Beach to take on Bethune-Cookman this weekend. The Trojans and the Wildcats are scheduled for a 3-game series beginning with Game 1 Friday night at 5. While we aren't to March just yet, the Trojan men's basketball team has been playing tournament-style ball the past few games. That's thanks in large part to 2 key players. It's been a matter of keeping up with the Joneses, as Emil Jones and Alan Jones have both played some big roles this season, though as head coach Don Maestri says they bring different elements to the court.
Well, Alan and Emil, two different type of players. Emil has been our most consistent player. He plays about the same night in and night out. You're always going to get rebounds out of him. You're going to get good passes, very few turnovers. Alan, on the other hand, is a great three-point shooter. He's a great outside shooter. Even though he's made some improvements on defense and has got a few steals and layups out of it, his primary strength is being able to shoot from outside, and especially the three.
In the last 5 games, Alan Jones has averaged 15 points per contest, and twice in the last 5 games, both Alan and Emil scored in double figures. And while the women weren't able to close out the season with a victory, they will be carrying some momentum with them into the conference tournament. The team only lost by 6 Saturday night facing Florida Atlantic, and head coach Mike Murphy says they need to keep up the level of play they had in their final 2 games heading into the tournament.
Well, we really played a great second half against FIU. Got off to a rough first half. Played a great second half, evened it up at 34 apiece in the second half. Against Florida Atlantic, played 2 great halves. And what we do for momentum is just continue working on what we do in practice. We're focusing on us, not so much what the other team does. We're doing a lot of shooting. We're encouraging the kids to take their shot. We tell them good shooters take good shots, and great shooters make good shots. So that's what our focus is going to be on.
And they'll need to make good shots facing a Mean Green squad that finished at 7-9 in the conference. Troy and North Texas meet on the court in Hot Springs, Arkansas at 2:15 Saturday afternoon. The women's golf team got back into the swing of things this weekend at the Lady Jaguar Invitational in Mobile and finished the weekend in 5th place. Leading the Trojans was freshman Taylor McGraw, who took home a 5th place finish and led the Trojans with 28 pars over 36 holes. The Trojans as a team led the tournament in birdies, knocking in 13. The Trojans' next action will be March 12th and 13th in Hattiesburg, Mississippi at the Southern Miss Lady Eagles Classic. So it's almost March, and happy Leap Day. It's not very often you get to say that, but it's almost March. The basketball team is getting ready to head to the conference tournament. Hopefully they can get some March Madness going on for them. They have been playing tournament-style ball. Hopefully they can carry that momentum into the conference tournament and make some magic happen.
Exactly. We'd like to see the magic.
And congratulations to baseball picking up a win at home.
Definitely.
Thank you, Danielle.
Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, Aaron Taylor sits down with the newly elected Student Government Association president in today's Trojan Talk.
But first, it was a warm but cloudy day out there. Should we be expecting any rain? Courtney?
Well, it certainly looks like some storms could be headed our way, but I'll get more of that coming up in weather.
Teaching a kid football is one thing. Keeping a kid in school, that's the name of my game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Do you like this top? It's so gay. Really? Yeah, it's totally gay.
You know, you really shouldn't say that.
Say what?
Well, say that something's gay when you mean it's bad. It's insulting. What if every time something was bad, everybody said, "Oh, that's so girl wearing a skirt as a top"?
Oh, you are.
Those are cute jeans, though. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
Troy University's official student newspaper, The Tripolitan, comes out every Thursday. Just to give us a look at what will be in tomorrow's edition of The Trop, here's Ed Bailey.
Good evening, Troy University. Here's what you can expect to see in this week's edition of The Trop. News will have all the glitz and glamour from Troy's 125th birthday bash. We'll also have an update on the Anthony Duncan case. Arts and entertainment will have coverage of the Addy Awards, and sports will have the scoop on the continued domination by the Trojan softball team. And that's tomorrow's Trop today. I'm Perspectives editor Ed Bailey.
And now Courtney Addison joins us with a look at weather.
So, Courtney, I thought today was perfect. It was just the right temperature. It was pretty windy, but I enjoy the wind. So, should we be seeing more weather like today, or should we be seeing more rain with those clouds?
Well, if you love today's weather, you should enjoy the rest of tomorrow's weather just for a little bit of outside weather we have, because the rest of the weekend we're going to experience lots of thunderstorms, lots of rain. pretty much going to have to stay inside all weekend. But first, let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Taking a look on the quad, we see it's a very windy day outside, not much action going on. It's a very cool, it's maybe starting to warm up just a little bit, but also very windy, those storms getting ready to come in. And looking at our current conditions, we see cloudy skies, temperature coming in at 72 degrees, dew point at 62, humidity at 72%, barometer at 30.06 and falling, winds coming in from the south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And looking at today's stats, we had a high of 73, a low of 66. There was no rain. Sun rose at 6:10 a.m. and the sun should set at 5:42 p.m. And taking a look at temperatures from around the state, we see most everyone was experiencing those 60 and 70 degrees, with Mobile coming in at 67, Huntsville at 64, Birmingham at 71, Montgomery at 70, Troy at 72, Phoenix City at 74, and Dothan at 75. And looking at our current temperatures around the southeast, most everyone in our area was experiencing temperatures in the 60s and 70s, with the exception of Florida, experiencing temperatures in the 80s. And also looking into the west, Texas was experiencing, the lower part of Texas was experiencing temperature in the 80s as well. So we can look for those warm temperatures to be coming our way very soon. And temperatures from around the United States, we see the northeastern part of the United States was experiencing temperatures in the 30s and the 40s as well. Closer out into the Midwest, we see 20s and 40s out that way, so they're experiencing very cold, icy conditions as well. Temperature change. In our area, we were about 13 degrees hotter for the past 24 hours. As far as you go down south, they experienced about 12 in the northern part of Florida. In our current surface area for the United States as a whole, we have a low pressure system, a cold front coming through our area with a low pressure system in the northeast, as well as another cold front in the Midwest. And taking a closer look into our area, we see this cold front moving this line of storms down through our area and also experiencing lots of wind, so we expect those rain and the showers coming in through the rest of the weekend. Our precipitation forecast for the next 48 hours, we can expect light showers with about a half an inch of rain coming in through our area, and in Birmingham, about an inch to a half an inch of rain. Looking at Thursday, we see more rain in our area. Farther you go into Georgia, also experiencing a little bit of heavier rain with also some icy conditions out west. And looking into Friday, we see more rain in our area with severe thunderstorms going farther up north into Tennessee and a little farther north. Saturday going in, we see more rain in our area, lots of heavier thunderstorms, so we could see close to 2 to 2.5 inches of rain in our area over the weekend. Sunday, same thing, moved out a little bit, but except for in the southern part of Florida. But if you go up into North Alabama, we see lots of very windy, and even farther up north into the United States, we see very icy conditions, so be careful if you're going to be traveling. And taking a look at tonight's forecast, we have thunderstorms later on this evening, a very cloudy evening with a 40% chance of rain. Some of those thunderstorms could be very severe, so be very careful if you're planning on traveling out tonight. With winds coming in from the south-southwest from 10 to 15 miles per hour with a low of 64. Tomorrow's forecast, we see isolated thunderstorms, partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of rain, with winds coming in from the southwest at 10 miles per hour with a high of 77. And our class outlook at 7 a.m. should be around 69. At 10 a.m., 66. 1 p.m., we see 66 again. And 3 p.m., we also see a very constant all day tomorrow throughout 66. So enjoy your inside weather. Study for your midterms. Get a lot of stuff done. Taking a look at our 4-day forecast, we have Thursday coming in at 77 with a low of 64. Friday at 77 again with a low of 65. Saturday at 65 with a low of 44. And Sunday with the high of 62. Lots of rain all weekend. Those percentages are very high. We should be expecting lots of rain over the weekend. So make sure you break out that rain gear. Keep your umbrella and your rain boots and your rain gear on hand.
Well, I just hope we can get all of that bad weather out of the way before our spring break starts, so we can just have nice, beautiful beach weather for whenever spring break comes. And if you have any plans, it'll just be, hopefully it'll be very nice to just get all of that rain out of our area.
I hope so too.
Thank you.
Thank you.